Hi guys, it's Solange. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new here, so happy that you have joined us. In this video, I'm going to show you how to sew a center zipper. For this tutorial, you're going to need the following materials. Of course, the fabric or the garment that you're working on, a zipper, some pins, seam ripper, ruler, some tailor's chalk or a pen, some matching thread. For the purpose of this video though, I'm going to use some contrasting thread and of course snips or scissors. So now I'm going to just take my fabric. We're going to pretend as though this is a garment, as if it's a skirt or like a dress, and you have to insert the zipper in the center back of the garment. This also works for center front garments. I'm just checking to ensure that my zipper is working properly before we begin. A tip when working with any project is to ensure that it's properly ironed, as neat as possible. So the first thing that we're going to do is add some seam allowance. Of course, if you're working on a skirt or a dress, whatever pattern you're using after you drafted it, it will already have the seam allowance in the back. But for the purpose of the video, we're just going to go ahead and create a 1-inch seam allowance from the selvage edge. So I've already created my seam allowance at the back. The next thing I'm going to do is take my zipper and place it at the very top of the garment. Some garments would already have a waistband attached, some would not, and you would sew the zipper like this and then attach the waistband later on. So right where the metal stopper of the zipper is, we're just going to put a mark there. In real life situation, you can use your tailor's chalk because you wouldn't want to use pen. So I'm just indicating where my zipper opening was. I'm just doing some dotted lines. This is where we're going to sew with a loose stitch, and then we're going to stop right where the metal stopper is and then continue below that line with a more firm stitch. I will explain further what I mean when we're about to sew it. So again, where our zipper is going to be, we're going to sew that with a basting stitch, which is a very loose stitch. Back stitch a couple times by where the metal stopper is, and then sew with a firm stitch going down. So my stitch length is currently on 4. I'm lowering my needle into my fabric. And you just take your time and begin sewing. When you get to the point where the metal stopper was, you just stay right there. Now we're going to change a stitch length to a more firm stitch. You can use 2.5, you can even use stitch length 2. It really depends on your machine. And you back stitch a couple times and then continue sewing all the way down to the end of the garment. So this is what we have so far. So as we just did, we sew with a basting stitch up to the metal stopper point and then down with a more firm stitch. The next thing that we're going to do is open up the seam and give it a nice flat press. So I've already pressed my opening. Now we're just going to take the zipper using the top pad first where the zipper opens and place it at the very top of our garment. And we're going to pin it in place. Please bear in mind that the zipper teeth lines up directly with the middle of the basting stitches. Then we're going to take this to our sewing machine and stitch all the way around. So this is what a zipper foot looks like. So we'll be sewing with our stitch length at 2 or 2.5. So we're just going to lower our needle on the left side. And take our time and begin sewing right on one side of the zipper, coming all the way down. Please ensure that you're removing your pins as you go. I'm going to sew until I get to the very bottom of the metal stopper. Now right at the very end of my metal stopper, I'm lowering my needle, lifting my presser foot and turning the fabric. I'm going to relower my presser foot and continue sewing a few stitches back and forth just below the metal stopper. Once again, I'm going to lower my needle and lift my presser foot so that I can turn my fabric, and relower my presser foot and stitch all the way up to the end of our garment. This is what it looks like once we're done doing that. The next step is for us to take our seam ripper and gently start plucking the basting stitches so that our zipper can be opened up. A tip is to ensure that you're using the ball point of the seam ripper towards the zipper teeth to ensure that you do not damage your garment. I'm just plucking out some loose threads to ensure our garment looks as neat as possible, guys. And that's it. We've already completed our centered zipper. Please let me know if you found the tutorial was easy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.